Hello, I'm Camden Walker for Capital Weather Gang. Thanks for tuning in to our Sunday Sunset Chat, our weekly Q&A together. I hope to hear your questions and comments. Any minute now, we're going to start talking about the week ahead, and I want to emphasize we have good news and some bad news. With rain chances being low Monday and Tuesday, we at least do get a chance to dry out before potentially rain chances increase and maybe even flooding chances increase by the weekend. The bad news accompanying some of our warm temperatures, 90 or maybe higher Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We've got muggy, sultry dew points in the low to mid 70s coming up. So it's kind of steamy for the foreseeable future. It's kind of August-like, but even for August, it's a little high with this muggy, humid feeling air mass with dew points potentially near 75 at times this week. And what does that mean? When you combine the temperatures with the humidity, you've got heat index value, feels like value, apparent temperature values near 100 degrees. And this is Monday, and it looks very similar for Tuesday and Wednesday, which I have those graphics in a moment I can share with you as well. So just be prepared to be sweaty and steamy for the next 2-3 days or so, through perhaps Wednesday. Rain chances Wednesday start increasing going into Thursday. We could start seeing some real chances, higher chances for downpours into the end of the week. Now, as you see here, for excessive rainfall potential for this upcoming end of the week into the weekend, it's a low confidence forecast, but it is worth noting that it could happen. So just stay tuned to CapitalWeatherGang.com. Follow us on Twitter at Capital Weather, and we'll keep you posted if this cutoff low in the Ohio Valley and a backdoor cold front comes from New England, from northeast to southwest through our region. It could stall out into the end of the week in our region and just really bring an easterly fetch of moisture off of the ocean and the bay, causing consistent showers and storms and downpours. And we don't really need it, because here's the potential over the next 7 days. Looking forward, we could see a lot of this happening Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, potentially an inch or more of rain. And we've had plenty. Our soil is plenty wet, and we don't necessarily need this. Now, the good news again, for the next 2-3 days, this is through Wednesday morning. We don't see the potential, maybe except down near Charlottesville along the mountains, where there's a little extra lift provided by the orography and geography of the Blue Ridge and the Appalachians. Could see some chance Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of some showers and storms, and maybe along the bay, which is another moisture source for potential afternoon and evening daytime heating showers and storms. And now again, it's going to be Tuesday with more heat index values near upper 90s to near 100, and here's Wednesday, mid to upper 90s, maybe near 100. Again, when you combine that heat, the temperature, the air temperature, with the high humidity, that means dew points potentially near 75 degrees. It's just going to be very muggy, very steamy over the next couple days. Temperatures around 90 to mid 90s, and then again you add in that humidity and it's going to feel near 100 degrees. All right, and here's our heat tracker. I see some questions coming in. Here's our heat tracker. We've had 38 degrees, 90 degree days or higher this season so far. We are running quite warm this year, and we've set some records already, so keep that in mind. We are not done with 90 degree days just yet, and we could see Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday flirt or exceed 90 degrees as well. And we have one more week of 8 p.m. sunsets, so keep that in mind. I'll be broadcasting earlier and earlier in the coming weeks. I think next Sunday might be our last 8 p.m. sunset, so just get ready mentally for next weekend. The sun will begin setting notably before the 8 p.m. marker. And the rains, in a good news fashion, have helped relieve our drought a little bit. So at least there's some good news there, except for the Delmarva and maybe parts of Pennsylvania could use a little bit more rain. But in the medium term, our topsoil, our groundwater is doing much better in the region. And here's looking backwards, the last 7 days, the region getting pasted pretty well and fairly uniformly with some rain. Everyone's gardens got some water in the last week. Lawns are looking a little bit better for most of the region. But as we've noted with Leesburg, they had a flash flooding emergency. There's just been hit or miss downpours and flooding downpours, and we could see that going into the end of this upcoming week and into the weekend. So just stay tuned, stay weather aware as we get higher and higher rain chances going into the Wednesday, but definitely Thursday, Friday. And I shouldn't say definitely, it is a low confidence forecast, but we're worried about the setup for potential rain in the region coming by the end of this week. And again, over the last 7 days here in this map, looking backwards in time, we have had plenty of rain in the region, so we are plenty wet and luckily have a couple days to dry out Monday and Tuesday with low rain chances, just a couple showers and storms throughout the region. And here are the temperatures right now, around 85 degrees after DC airport topped out at 88 degrees today. So we're only cooling down very slowly this evening. Kathleen says, what a day. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Kathleen. That's excellent. And John, ragweed count. Let's look at the pollen really quick. Sorry if you are suffering. I think across the board we have pretty low counts here with trees, weeds, grass, and mold. You could be feeling with some of these downpours, as we showed you a minute ago, in the last 7 days, much of the region very wet. We've had some growth of fungi. We've had mold and mildew even indoors with these high humidity conditions. So some of the indoor air masses are not doing well with the recent rains. So just keep that in mind if your eyes and nose are bothering you, that we have had a lot of rain and some growth has happened, even if it's not by definition high across the board. And here's the look ahead, forecast at a glance while I look at more questions and comments coming in from you. Gary, cicadas indeed. Are you hearing them here as well? We've definitely got some loud cicadas in the region. And John, I'm sorry about your ragweed allergies. Indeed, they could start, ragweed starts developing by the end of August into September. So get some of the allergy pills ready potentially. I am not looking forward to that myself. And let's see, the green has been impressive. The green up, says Kenny. Yes, indeed. We have had a lot of rain in the last 7 days. Lawns and gardens are much happier. Here's the backwards looking 7 days in the past. Much of the region enjoying some good amounts of rain. Hey, Mary, thanks for tuning in. Happy Sunday evening to you as well. Thanks for everyone tuning in to the Sunday Sunset Q&A chat, our weekly Capital Weather Gang chat. I'm Camden Walker, and let me know if you have any questions or comments here as we look ahead at the forecast for the work week and potentially some increasing rain chances by the end of the week into the weekend that we're talking about, some potential flooding concerns, low confidence, but we're watching that. Let's see, snow gay, nothing in the forecast just yet. It is definitely hot and sweaty enough. I would love some snow right about now. And Kenny, you've gotten rained on 5 Fridays in a row for softball. I'm very sorry to hear that. And how many inches of snow we're getting, Stephanie? None in the forecast just yet. And hey, Gary from Portland, Maine, muggy in Maine. And yes, you're hearing the cicadas here. They are a little bit louder here. Excellent. And happy birthday, Noah from Eli. Actually, that's a great shout out. Happy birthday to Noah. And Jennifer, best nights for the Perseid meteor shower viewing this week. I would try Monday night, maybe even tonight if you can. Monday nights and maybe Tuesday nights. I am worried as you see here with the forecast at a glance, we do have increasing rain chances. Monday and Tuesday are the lowest rain chance days of the week, but clouds are going to start moving in maybe Tuesday nights, but more likely Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So I hope that helps. We want you to be able to see those Perseid meteor showers. The peak is coming, I think, in the next week or so. And John, hey, thanks for tuning in. And active hurricane season, Ron, it is something we are watching for mid to late March. So go to mid to late August. So go to CWG.news/hurricane season, and we talk about the potential uptick in tropical storm and hurricane activity by the end of this month. So we are watching that. Rain chances are higher in the Fredericksburg area and point south for Saturday evening. Wow, we're looking way out. So low confidence is initially my caveat here, but for the weekend, for the entire region, we are having a slight chance, a slight worry, an atmospheric signal here, not a guarantee that we could see some excessive rainfall. So I want everyone to stay weather aware for potential downpours going into the end of the week and the weekend. And here's the next 7 days. Much of this rain projection for an accumulation over the next 7 days is going to more likely than not happen Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Scott, thanks for tuning in. Good Green Yard. Yep, we've gotten plenty of rain. And let's see, best time to view, Kenny. You want to wait for the Perseids later, beyond late evening. Toward midnight is best, away from light pollution. Gay and Mike, hello, thanks for tuning in. And John, is fall going to arrive fast this year with highs in the 60s? That is not in the foreseeable future. You can go to CWG.news/August Outlook to see. We have really predicting the forecast for looking ahead is for hotter conditions and somewhat above average precipitation. And I can show you even next work week if you want to look with some atmospheric confidence. Temperatures could be roughly around average, and you might ask me for what that is this time of year. Around 87 for a high, 71 for a low, and precipitation next work week might trend a little bit above average, so we could have another wet, muggy week next week, but at least the good news is not above average temperatures, hopefully below 90 degrees. And that's indeed possible when we look at these higher rain chances coming up for the mid to late part of this week into the weekend. We could easily stay below 90 by this weekend. If we do, not a guarantee, see some heavy rain, we could stay below 80 degrees even, so keep that in mind. We really could cool off, but the mugginess is here to stay for the foreseeable future. Dew points really want to stay at a minimum around 70 degrees. We could see 75 degrees by the end of this week as rain chances do increase and we get nice, muggy, and summery. Gary, thanks for enjoying the green. If you saw a couple weeks ago, we definitely had some brown behind me. And again, I want to emphasize the apparent temperature, the feels like temperature for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That's when you combine the air temperature with the humidity. We could be near 100 degrees for the heat index for that feels like apparent temperature. So it's going to be hot and steamy over the next 2 to 3 days. So please keep that in mind. That's the bad news with this upcoming week. But at least before we potentially see higher rain chances at the end of this week and maybe excessive rainfall this upcoming weekend, again, just a slight chance, a low confidence forecast. But we do get a couple days, Monday, Tuesday, to generally dry out with low rain chances, not zero, but low rain chances. So at least ahead of potentially heavy rain, end of this week, into the weekend, we do get a couple, maybe a few days to dry out ahead of that. All right, so let me put the forecast at a glance for the work week ahead. And Gary, you take care as well. Thank you for tuning in. And Kevin, that downpour this afternoon, we definitely had a couple downpours on radar. We're clearing up, I think, just one rumbler in Stafford County right now. So that is what's good. We have the heating of the day, thunderstorms calming down for the evening, and roughly the same 10, 15, 20% rain chances for tomorrow and Tuesday, and 30% for Tuesday on this National Weather Service at a glance forecast. Could be a little high. Michael, you stay cool as well. And Gary, thanks, goodbye. Thanks for tuning in. And where in the world, you're asking, oh, Kevin, about the downpours. Yes, that's what's so hard to predict about these summertime hit or miss thunderstorms, and why a garden 5 miles away from you can be in some serious abnormally dry conditions or droughts. And we still have a couple patches of drought around the region, especially over in the Delmarva. But Leesburg, go to CWG.news/Leesburg, had a flash flooding emergency this last week. So that's something we have to contend with in this August atmosphere. It's very juicy, very muggy, lots of water vapor in the air, lots of precipitable water. So 5 miles away could get a downpour. You could be bone dry for a week. It is just the nature of these hit or miss storms. And luckily, looking backwards over the last 7 days, we had Isaias come east of town and some of these wetter thunderstorms along the mountains. And poor Leesburg had at least 4 inches in the last 7 days. That's a little too much too quickly. So again, downpours not in the cards Monday, Tuesday, maybe not even Wednesday this week, but we could see some more flooding downpours by Thursday, Friday, maybe into the weekend. So we're keeping an eye on that, a wary eye, even though it's a low confidence forecast that we could see some excessive rainfall. So just keep that in mind. Stay tuned to CapitalWeatherGang.com and follow us on Twitter at Capital Weather. And I'm Camden Walker. Thanks for tuning in to this Sunset Sunday, our weekly chats, Q&A. I love hearing from you. Hello from Emmitsburg, Maureen. Good to have you. Thanks for tuning in. And Michael, you have a random question about September, really hot. September overall, is it warming any faster? Overall, we've had a very warm summer. We broke records in July. You can go to CWG.news/July recap, and you'll see that we had some very hot conditions. And summer and September overall is getting warmer with time. I do have some graphics on that. But September particularly, not really. I will say we have written some posts in the past on CapitalWeatherGang.com that have discussed the shrinking size of our autumn, and that has indeed been the case. It's getting squeezed. A warmer and longer summer has been squeezing shorter and shorter our spring and autumn, our transition seasons. And then what else? We've got many more days, several more days above 95 for the summer. And again, global temperatures are running hotter and hotter this year, and we're near another record for 2020 for the hottest temperature around the globe. And this is water, land, urban environments, rural environments, the poles, everywhere is included in this data. So just keep that in mind. And again, here's some more summer warming, and that in September is included in this. So I hope that helps answer your question. And Michael, I believe for the past 5 Septembers have been very warm indeed. We continue to set records at very close intervals. And that is concerning, and that is the background climate signal, is when you continue to set new records and more new records in rapid succession. That is why we are concerned as meteorologists and climatologists as well about the warm patterns, the warming climate. And again, urban heat islands for dense urban environments amplify this effect of global climate change as well. So, good question. Thanks for asking that about warmer and warmer Septembers. It's included in our warmer and warmer summer trends of recent. Fall can't come soon enough, Liz. The humidity is killer. Yes, indeed. So these temperatures don't tell the full story this week. We got to add in this, these dew points, 70 to 75 this week. Muggy, gross. We could even see a couple dew points above 75 in the sultry category. So please be prepared for heat index values. Here's Monday. But I can show you similar maps for Tuesday and Wednesday when you combine the temperatures with the dew points. We could see the heat index, the apparent temperature, the feels like temperature of around upper 90s to near 100 degrees. So it is going to be steamy over the coming few days through Wednesday perhaps. Any scattered severe weather possible this week? As to Drew, I want to see if this frontal boundary can move toward us Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and if it stalls out. The most severe aspect to any thunderstorms could be the heavy rain and flooding downpours this upcoming end of the week and the weekend. Good question. But nothing super organized and high probability just yet. But you've had great instincts, Drew, so don't worry. You're probably on it. You're doing very well. And Michael, thank you for the graphics. You're most welcome. And the intense climate change has been a global factor and a regional and local factor for the DC area as well. And while we're taking more questions and comments, here's a look at your work week ahead. I'm Camden Walker for Capital Weather Gang, speaking to you all for another 3 minutes or so. Still about 84 degrees tonight after a high at DCA Airport of about 88 degrees today. So it is cooling down nice and slowly. The humidity remains high for the foreseeable future, and by that I mean dew points in the 70 to 75 degree range. Very steamy, and I don't know when those are going to end. They kind of go onto the horizon into maybe early next work week. We could see a break. Drew, you're most welcome. Thanks for tuning in. And Alan, it's rough when the dew point temperatures are greater than 70. I agree, Alan. We could see 70, 75 degree dew points this week. And hello from Fairfax, Luke. Thanks for tuning in. Answered already, maybe. Let's see. What causes these isolated downpours? It depends. It's very localized when we don't have a frontal system that's widespread, a low pressure system that overtakes the region. A summer thunderstorm is by nature a very localized phenomenon. It could be a little hill or a mountain nearby that increases the lift already put in with some buoyancy from the daytime heating, the afternoon heating that the sun hits the earth and starts percolating and bubbling up all this moisture and the hot temperatures. It's very localized this time of year, and it's not organized and very frustrating because some of us, let's look at the last 7 days. Some of us, our gardens have been very wet more often than not in the last 7 days, but previous weeks we've had 5 miles down the road be completely dry while we get drenched. It's just the nature of these summertime thunderstorms when you have a hot, humid air mass, but nothing organized or widespread to lift it up and put a uniform rain over the region. These downpours can just sit without steering currents aloft. We just are dominated by a Bermuda high pressure. And so again, by the end of this week into the weekend, we could see excessive rainfall. And that's why I'm glad you asked this, Luke. There is another chance that we could see a stalled out frontal boundary kind of dissipate over our region at the end of this week as rain chances increase and into this weekend. So we're going to have to watch it at capitalweathergang.com and follow us on Twitter at Capital Weather. We could see these isolated flooding downpours develop again. We could see if this front holds together just enough over our region, we could see training echoes on radar, like train tracks. These storms and showers and downpours just keep moving over the same area back and forth, like train cars laying down like it did in Leesburg. 4 to 5 inches recently. We had that flash flooding emergency there, and for more on that, you can go to CWG.news/Leesburg. Excessive rainfall like that, which we saw last week, will low confidence, but there's a potential worth noting at the end of this week into the weekend. We have some flooding concerns. Jared, thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate your kind words. 77 degree dew point in Annapolis now. I believe it, Michael. There along the bay, you have the greatest chance for rain in the upcoming week. Here's some rainfall totals for the whole region in the next